with myself and Azra, where it is currently 17 degrees this morning, so very, very mild. Um, these are the mornings, times of the year that I kept on preaching about during those horrible dark mornings, cold mornings when we were doing the live strolls. I said they would be back, and here we are. Not a brilliant sunrise morning this morning, which if you've joined me before, you will know I like my sunrises. We're not going to get that this morning. A little bit cloudy, but temperature-wise, it's great. So what's everybody up to today? I can tell you what the nation... I think Azra's going to the loo. He is. No warning. Sorry, Azra. Azra, back on the path. I can tell you what the nation of England will be doing at 5 o'clock today. That's UK time. Is England versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. World Cup last 32. Now, apart from the Croatia game, I've not enjoyed any of the England matches so far, to be honest with you. It's been same old, too slow, too cagey, and just quite hard to watch, to be honest with you. Now, whether at some stage the shackles will come off, I don't know. But I thought they had when we played Croatia, but no such luck. Anyway, apart from that, it is a normal work day. I'll end up watching the first half or the majority of it at work, and then I'll make a mad dash home, and I will be home for the second half, there's no doubt about that. The roads will be dead after 5 o'clock. A lot of people will be finishing early or whatever. And other news overnight, France beat Sweden, so they're through. Norway beat, was it Senegal? I think it was Senegal. So yeah, there's no real upsets yesterday, I don't think, from my personal view. Good morning to Thunder, how you doing? I can't remember what other games there are on today, actually. Mexico won in the early hours as well. So they're the second of the three hosts all through. I think the United States might be on in the early hours tomorrow morning. I think. I don't know. I'm still putting my hat on France to win the World Cup, and we started playing this World Cup game shortly before the World Cup started. And go on, Azra, lead on. And I said my heart went with England, my head went with France, and I haven't changed that. But a few big nations went out yesterday, didn't they? In Germany and the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Obviously, Brazil went through. I think Brazil-Norway on Saturday. I think that'd be quite a good game. I don't know any other games at the minute, not when they are. Without looking at my wall chart, which is at work, not here, obviously. Anyway, anyone else got any opinions on World Cup winners? Feel free to put it in the chat box. We're doing the normal stroll this morning. We'll be over at the fields in about 5 minutes or so. That then feeds us right around the outside of the village then brings us back in. I was very much thinking yesterday about the Monday live, and I actually went back through this statistics for Monday lives, because you can do that. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Mondays. Yes, you do get the odd one. And I think I remember the odd ones like we had on Monday that were so bad. Morning, Glenn. Yeah, all good. Thank you very much. What about yourself? How are you doing? Yeah, I was seriously thinking about maybe dropping a Monday live. I don't think I will be, not until the clocks change in October. I will be thinking again of how we best get the best out of the channel with a live, certainly. When the clocks change again. I mean, it helped grow the channel massively, sort of last year. So I won't stop the lives altogether, but maybe I will just go down to a couple a week and then the weekends, only because it's not loads to see when it's dark. But we'll see. It's a long way away. Loads of stuff coming out on the channel before that. Oh, some people just enjoy the stroll, and I think sometimes, I know sort of watching certain vloggers or lives, helps me. So I don't want to stop it altogether, but I want it to be relevant and people to enjoy it and to watch it. And sometimes when you're looking only about 5 to 10 meters ahead, because that's all you can see in the dark, you just wonder whether it's worth doing. But we'll see. It certainly did help grow the channel. So that is something that I am very aware of. That I don't want to stop it altogether. I just want to maybe think about it. Anyway, we'll be over the fields very, very shortly. Again, if you've been with me before and you're regulars, you will know. If you're new here, welcome. Like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to the channel. The channel at the minute is plodding along. The content that's coming out, we're doing the lives 5 times a week, and we're picking up the subscribers along the way. But it has slowed down a little bit from the point of view of the amount of subscribers. And we're still doing the average of 10 to 15 a week, that's for sure, which is fine. I'm happy with that. And I think with other stuff that's coming out later this year, it's certainly going to help the channel. But yeah, I think because when we hit 1,000, it just took off. It literally took off the channel. I was very excited about setting the next goal, and obviously what we would do when we got to the 2,000 subscribers. Watch that video if you're interested. But the long and short of it is, if we hit 2,000 subscribers, I'll either be going on a slingshot or the Star Flyer in Orlando, whether it be later on this year or next year, depends when we get there, if we get there. But yeah, it just seems to have settled itself back down again a little bit to how it has been. Viewing hours is going really well, and I think at the minute that's sort of where I want the channel to be progressing, if I'm honest with you, because I've got my subscribers from the point of view of that bit of what YouTube want. The viewing hours is steadily, it goes up every day. It goes up 10 to 20 hours every day. And that's sort of vlogs that are on there, the lives. Obviously, the shorts work in a slightly different way, but I think they get counted in some way or the other. So yeah, it's one of them that I just want the channel to keep progressing. There's not much of a sunrise this morning, guys, because of the cloud, but there we go. Hopefully you can see it. I do feel pretty tired this morning again. I don't know what it is. Go to bed at a sensible time. I think we're normally in bed no later than 10. Whether it is just because it is more difficult to sleep at night because it's warmer, perhaps, I don't know. We've got the aircon machine, but whereas last week we had it on all night, now we're sort of turning it off. I think it's just better to leave it on because clearly it's getting warmer overnight. Anyway, I don't know. I heard James's was still on when I got up this morning, so he was sensible. He kept his on. Though his isn't as powerful as ours, and it's a shame. And I was maybe looking when we sort of get through these hot spells, when people have actually got air conditioning units available again, maybe to look at another one and give him ours. I don't know. Anyway, cross that bridge when we get to it. So we're almost completing the first of 4 fields that we do in the mornings. About to head through the first wooded area. Azra is here, she's just doing sniffy sniffy. Come on, good girl. Here she is. Come on, Azra. Good girl. Just make sure everything's still working all right with the live, and another little sunrise shot there. Perfect. Everything is still working all okay. It's just numbers have just dropped, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm out anyway, so it never worries me. But it does, like what happened on Monday, where there were huge portions of the stroll where there was no one about. And that's why I was sort of talking earlier on about maybe dropping it. But having looked at the statistics, I'm hoping that was just a one-off. I think if we get a few more like that, maybe that's a different conversation. But normally during Wednesday, Friday, and the weekends, we're pretty good, to be honest. Got a pigeon and a rabbit standoff, and they're both gone now. Azra still pay to that. Come on, Azra. So it's the 1st of July today as well, isn't it? I forgot about that. Pinch punch, first day of the month and all that. Less than 90 days until our huge Orlando holiday that we've got coming up. I say huge because we're doing so much when we're there. We're actually only there for 8 days. It's going to be busy. Obviously, this is a bit of the pre-log for when we go with James next year for a lot longer. Go on, Azra, lead on. But this is Julie and my wedding anniversary present to each other. 20 years this year, guys. And we have very much got a lot of vlogs. I will be doing a vlog with Julia. We will, we spoke about it briefly, but I think I'm going to do one in September on the build up. I think to going and maybe get it on the channel. I don't know when we go, something like that. Obviously, I'll be doing lots of vlogs whilst we're out there, but as I've said already, I don't know whether I'll be having the time to edit everything while we're there. And there's a particular vlogger that is very much like that, but they're usually in a villa, and because they've been so many times, they don't always go out first thing, and they sort of, the time is their own, and they can dash in and out of parks for a few hours. But when you've not got as much time as 3-4 weeks to be there, you've got to make the most of your time. So I will do my best to edit, but I can't promise I'll be getting them out whilst we're there. Good morning to Ahmed. I don't know what that abbreviation is, and I can't be bothered to look it up. I haven't got my other phone accessible at the minute. Remember, I'm old. If it's horrible, you don't need to put it in the comments. If it's a nice comment, put it down. Okay, so we're now moving into the big and largest of the 4 fields that we walk around. As I say, if you are new here, do make sure you like and subscribe. Does mean a lot to the channel. I don't bark on about this liking and subscribing stuff now. I'll do it maybe once or twice on the Stroll, and purely and simply, I made a promise to everyone that was with me on the run up to 1,000. When we get to 1,000, hopefully the channel will continue to look after itself. So it gets mentioned a couple of times, and that's it. Azra, come on. And we made big changes with the channel as well. I say big changes, we made changes nonetheless. When we hit 1,000, the lives have gone down to 3 times Monday to Friday, as opposed so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the weekends as opposed to every day. Every day just wasn't helping with other elements of the channel and content, to be honest with you. Very difficult situation that. I was just having a quick read about a crush on a friend. Obviously, it's one of those sort of do or die situations, isn't it? But I'm a fond believer, if you are serious, then you should go for it. Because you live and die by your own sword. And I know obviously it might have an effect on the friendship, but you need to know, don't you? Because it would just be awkward if you don't. So that's my opinion. And I'm a nervous, worrying sort of person. God knows how I do this every day. But I'm a nervous, sort of worrying person. Oh yeah, it's I remember when I plucked up courage to speak to Julia, who's now my wife. Slightly different because I didn't know her before, but just got to go for it. Leap of faith, my opinion. I think as you get older, obviously I've no idea how old you are. I think as you get older, you realise that overthinking and worrying everything just makes you feel ill and pretty crap. So you just have to realise there are some things you can worry about And there's some things you can control, and there's a lot of things you can't. So what's the point stressing yourself out about it? My opinion. And as I say, I am the world's worst worrier and stressor. So if I'm saying that, it must be something valid. But it's not for everyone. Unfortunately, my mum and her mum were all worried, so that's where I got it from. But what's the point of worrying if you can't control it? I don't know. Yeah, and I think it's a long time since I've been a teenager. I know there's lots of pressures on being a teenager and everything else, but I don't know. You've just got to make that leap of faith. That's all I'm going to say. We have got a half decent sunrise here, guys. Now, actually, I've been sort of talking and attempting to give advice. I'm not always the best at advice. Stay out the long grass. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Yeah, thank you for that. Do appreciate it. You know, these lives there. I like chatting to people, and I'm fairly sure most of you I will never meet, but it's nice to have a chat. People from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, all have an opinion, and sometimes it's good to speak to people that are completely neutral and impartial. I think it certainly helped me when my dad passed. Obviously, I wasn't doing this then, but it's just sort of speaking to family at times. They tell you what you want to hear. Some don't, but a lot do. So talking to sort of friends and impartial people, I think is a lot more better because, as I said to you, I don't know you. I don't know anyone on here apart from sort of people that regularly come back and have a chat. You know, there's a couple of people sort of I do recognise, and I've got a reasonably good memory. Reasonably. That's cross. Good girl, let's go. Come on, there's a car. Let's go. So yeah, that's my humble opinion. And I'm no agony aunt, I'm no social worker, I'm not a doctor. Just been through many of life's challenges, and as such, you can help someone else, you're doing the right thing. There you go, another sunrise shot. Okay. So moving on with a stroll. This is sort of almost the end of the residential bit of this stroll. We'll then move back into the residential bits, obviously. Non-residential and residential. You can only have it sort of two ways, really, can't you, unfortunately? Unless you live right in the countryside, but then would you have as much scope for strolls? And when I mean that, this is a lovely circle I do. Just over 2 miles. And it really sets me up for the day. Sets Azra up for the day because she usually sleeps. But we both need our exercise, there's no doubt about that. I'm really trying to get my weight down before certainly we go to America later on in the year. It's not going that well at the minute, but I've slumped a little bit into having snacks of an evening, which I need to stop. That is my biggest issue, guys, I think. Breakfast, I'm good. Lunch, I'm pretty good. Dinner is whatever Julia does, which is usually pretty good. It's just the snacks. Everything you're saying, if you're still on, everything you're saying about being nervous, being worried, being shy, been there and done it. Um, so you're not the only one, and I think you've just got to, as I say, if you do like this young lady, you've just got to take a leap of faith. You never know. She might be feeling exactly the same, and it's exactly the same situation. Who knows? But unless you make that leap of faith, and yeah, maybe it might be a bit awkward if she says no, but if she's a true friend, it will be all right. I haven't really mentioned Azra's horsey friends this morning because they're way over the other side. There's no point. You'll have to come back and let me know. I'm on again on Friday, how it goes. And however it goes, just try not to stress about it. Because life has a way of one door closing, another one opens. I'm a fond believer of that. So just don't be too down on yourself. Exactly that. And that's the positive attitude. So yeah, well done. Okay, so we are getting towards the last of the fourth floors. We've got someone coming the other way. They're getting in the car, that's all right. I didn't know if they had a dog or not. Very rarely see anyone at this time in the morning, to be honest with you. We were joined by little Ralphie yesterday morning, obviously off camera because we weren't live yesterday. But apparently when I went out yesterday, he was creating with Julia that he wanted to come out. So they came and met us. If you ever see little Ralphie come up on here, you know that's the better half. And 1/3 of the J's family. And little Ralphie obviously is her alias. How many rabbits do you reckon Asher's going to see this morning on this field? It's early enough that they're pretty much undisturbed. So we shall see. I reckon it's going to be really difficult to count. I reckon 10 to 15 at this time of the morning. Am I going to be way wrong? As we make the turn, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not many this morning, and they're all of them are bolted in the bushes now already. So there were 4. 5. There's another one over the backside there. 6 here. Well, I got close. Not. Sometimes you come on here, there's loads of the damn things. And as I said before, as I walk past these bushes, I can feel multiple eyes looking at me as I go past, thinking, "You rude human, ruining our peace and quiet." Come on, Azra, lead on. Weekend's plans, obviously, way away from that at the minute, but Friday will be alive, the normal live. Saturday, I think, is the normal live. Sunday, we will go somewhere. I don't know where at the minute. Haven't really thought that far ahead at this stage. Monday, we'll be back to the normal stroll. And as I say, I'm just going to monitor the Mondays at the moment, just sort of see how we get on. I don't want to waste everyone's time by continuing to do them. But we'll wait and see on that. This morning's been a good one. I've quite enjoyed it. There's been people watching most of the way around, commenting. I've given some advice, hopefully good. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is usually the best days. 7, 8, 9, because there's 11, 10, sorry. There's 4 more bunnies over there. So I've got closer to my target of saying 10 to 15 by getting up to 9. Always very difficult how people are going to react to certain situations. You have clearly got to pick your moment, and I think that is important. Don't do it in the middle of a class or break or lunch or something like that. And whatever you do, try and do it maybe after school, college, whatever. Just try and make the situation work a little bit to your advantage as well. Because unfortunately, if it does go wrong, you don't want her to feel embarrassed or pressured because there's other people around. And obviously, I don't know the circumstances, so I'm not going to get too involved with that. But I remember when I asked Julia out, and she was my first proper girlfriend. We actually went out for a walk at lunch, and that's when I asked her out. I didn't do it at college or anything like that. So pick your moment. And that's easy for me to say these things, but I have been there. Got the t-shirt. Come on, Azra. Although it is warm, it does feel cooler this morning. I don't think it's going to last. It will ramp up later into the morning and afternoon. And as I say, England are kicking off at 5 o'clock today. Remember that. If you're in England or you're an England fan, 5 o'clock UK time, PM. I don't know exactly where that match is coming from in the States, but that is clearly going to be a lunchtime kickoff, isn't it? Got to be. I think is it New York? I think it is New York it's coming from. In which case, that'll be the midday start there. At least whatever happens, guys, we'll know England's fate by 7:30, 8 o'clock. The last few England kickoffs have been 9 PM at night and 10 PM at night. There's been quite late finishes here in the UK. At least this one is just done with it kicking off at 6 like the last couple have, to be fair. Not 5, but it is what it is, isn't it? So beggars can't be choosers. It's almost midnight for you, so where does that make you in the world? Because it's 5:30 here. So when you say almost midnight, is it sort of 25 to 12, or is it actually near to midnight? 'Cause I know some places in the world there are half an hour time zones. But I generally speak to a lot of people from America or the Americas at this time of the day, and sort of people in Europe and Asia. I know it's pretty broad, but because of the way the time zones are, the Americas are sort of behind us. Europe and Asia are a few hours ahead. USA, okay, fine. So if it's coming up to midnight, you must be on the morning. You must be on the East Coast. I am on the East Coast side. I would imagine sort of New York, the Carolinas, the Florida, that side. I guess maybe a bit inland, perhaps. I don't know, but that side. Having been to America a few times, obviously I know Las Vegas is sort of 8 hours ahead. LA, I think, is 9. Because don't they have Eastern time, Central time, and Pacific time? Am I right saying that? I think I am. Texas. Okay, yeah, okay. I was just looking at as I was waiting for you to respond to that. I was just thinking to myself, if it was sort of the New York, Carolina, Florida side, you would only be 5 hours. They're actually 6 hours on that basis behind us. So yes, of course, more central. The old football stadium, there has seen the most goals of the Football World Cup. I don't know if you've been following the World Cup, but the stadium in Texas, I know Texas is a big place, but the stadium that says on the sign, Texas, has seen the most goals of any stadium in the World Cup. And they say it looks like a spaceship and it's fully air conditioned. And as I said earlier, I think the US, they either play sort of, I don't know whether it's tomorrow, for you, or the following day. I think it kicks off in the early hours of tomorrow morning here. So I'm not quite sure what time that is for you there. Azra, come on, come on. Good girl. You're not going to get the bird, are you? So there's no point trying to chase it. Plus, it's otherwise occupied with a worm, it looks like. We can hear the ducks. We're going to see if we can see the ducks this morning. James, my son, has never been to a massive stadium, and we're going to watch Liverpool versus Monaco pre-season friendly, and he can't wait. We were season ticket holders at a sort of medium-sized stadium for a season, and he was a lot younger. And I think he did enjoy it. He was just sort of got a bit bored, what sort of younger kids are like. Can't see the ducks, but they're definitely out and about. So yeah, I get that. I get exactly what you mean. I don't even know how many thousand people that stadium holds, but I know Liverpool Stadium, Anfield, is 60,000, and James will definitely never have been anywhere like that before. Azra, come on, come on. Chasing the coots now as well. we are going to be getting ready to sign off very, very shortly. So it has been good to talk this morning. So I hope whenever you do speak to this young lady, it does go well. I'm back on Friday, same time. Let us know how let us know how it goes. There's no shame in it going either good or bad. But yeah, just be interested to know. But for now, thanks a lot for staying with me with the dog stroll. It's been great. And we will reconvene on Friday. I'll just read this last comment. Good for you. And just, if you want it, go out and get it. And that's all I'm gonna say. You know, don't don't as I said earlier, you live and die by your own sword, and it's, just don't live your life like that. And I know it's easy for me to say. I'm a lot older than you. And I know, as I said earlier, teenagers have their own pressures, but if you want something, go out there and get it. You're from a nation of winners, so go out there and win the prize. Right. Have a lovely day, guys. Let us know how it goes next week when you can. For now, have a great day, everybody.